Coming in hot, Chinchy. How we doing, brother?
Doing good, bro. Where are you? You're at the network today. MLB
Yeah, just
Network.
just got off air. Did MLB Central with D-Rose, Shahadi, and Robert Flores. Had a great dude. That's just such a fun show to go
Yeah,
on.
great
We had a
people.
good time.
Great
Yeah.
people. I'm exhausted, man. Here between working for the 33rd team and living here in New York, this freaking the Rogers deal happened yesterday. Boom, explosiveness everywhere. Crazy.
I know, dude. Tell you what, man. What do you think? What's the vibe there? What's the vibe there in New York?
It's strange. Well, the vibe in New York is Jets fans are finally happy, but I mean, everybody was kind of hopeful, I guess, as far as like the newspapers are. I was actually surprised it wasn't like an everyday thing with like the New York Post freaking out that they didn't sign him yet, trade for him. The consensus with like the football guys, like the executive type people, are that Green Bay got more. Green Bay may have gotten a better deal than the Jets did. Like they traded the picks and everything. I don't know. End of the day,
Yeah.
though, Hall of Fame guy. He's going to New York to try to bring a team to the Super Bowl. It's kind of interesting.
Well, I think the Jets are really good right now without they're really good without a good quarterback.
Yeah,
I just feel like that you got to strike when the iron's hot, especially in the NFL, like because it ebbs and flows, the payroll, all that stuff, salary cap. I feel like the Jets, Salah's done a nice job there, coming in. That defense is lights out. Their skilled players are incredible. They just got no one to get them the ball. So I think with
right,
Rodgers coming in, dude, they're ready. The Jets are ready to win now. Hopefully Rodgers puts them over the top because, just would love to see it.
right. And then plus, just being a professional ball player, you talk about it all the time. When your team makes a deal and goes all in, it feels like you're all in now, right? It's a
Yeah.
message to the players, obviously.
Total message to the players, and ownership obviously with the Jets. They understand what they have too. They know they got a really good team. They know they're a quarterback away from probably getting to the postseason. So, good for ownership for making that deal and making it happen. Because
Yeah,
and listen, how many times, Chinch, too, we talked about, oh, it'd be a great fit for the Jets. We said it. We were saying Tom Brady initially, but we're saying whoever, Lamar Jackson, Rodgers,
yeah,
somebody to the Jets, because everyone in the league looks at that team and goes, these guys are ready to win now, and bam, ownership makes it happen. You got to
yeah.
love that as a player.
Exactly. Look at you. I love when you talk football. Gets me all
Yeah,
excited. Hey, all right. So what have you been grinding on? Now you're there. You're locked in. When Case is in the
yeah,
building, there he's locked in. You got 9 researchers behind you. What are you grind? What are you grinding on
dude.
this week?
Eric Nays, you got research,
Yeah.
all these guys, Matty Baker, Nate, all those guys. But you know what, man? First off, when I come to MLB Network, dude, it just makes me realize like it's just baseball is the greatest sport out there, man. It just is, and I think that it is because it's every night. Every night you got something to talk about, dude. 162. So today we were talking a ton about obviously the Rays doing what they're doing, going for their 15th win in a row at home,
Crazy.
15-0. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, you know how hard that is to do in Major League Baseball? I don't care if you're the greatest 27 Yankees to win 15 in a row in the big leagues
Yeah.
is at home or anywhere is incredibly hard. So, that's pretty cool. We were talking about that. The hot start that the Pirates are off to, the way the Cubs are playing. I did a little breakdown on Bellinger. We talked about Bellinger the other day on here, but I did a breakdown on Bellinger and his swing. And I was talking to Matt Holliday the other day too about working with him in the off season and just some of the things they worked on and staying a little bit more closed and more direct to the ball, which is pretty cool. And then I did the Casey Smoke show, that just like fun
I love that.
barbecue thing. We get the pit lined up and get the
Yeah.
smoke going. But
Yeah.
we were talking about a couple guys who's worth mentioning there. A couple guys that are hot. James Outman, kid's a stud, dude. 25 years old, probably should have been up here earlier. If you go look at his AAA numbers, this guy's an absolute animal. But just stuck with so many good players out there, and so with Bellinger going to the Cubs, it kind of opened up a spot for Outman to get everyday at bats. And this guy is taking advantage, hitting over 300. I think he's got 7 bombs, driving in runs. But that's what he did in the minors. I mean, 1,000
Right.
OPS. This guy's a stud. So talked about him. Brandon Marsh, dude. You talk about that Phillies lineup. Brandon Marsh is leading the league in OPS, and he's got 4 homers, 4 triples, 4 doubles. One of the best hitters in the game right now in that Phillies lineup. So you think about Trey Turner and Schwarber, and obviously Harper's hurt, but Real Muto and all those bats. Brandon Marsh is one of the
It's
best hitters
crazy.
in baseball right now,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. We talked about him. We also talked about Jack Sawinski out there in Pittsburgh. Dude, this guy is on fire.
Yes.
Came up last year, came out the gates hitting some bombs, but then hit under 200. They sent him down. There's you can't teach experience. I always say that you can't teach experience. So just to get up there, even if you have failure's feedback at that level. For him to go up there last year, have that experience this year, he's parlaying it into really putting together a nice season so far with that team being 16-7. So, we talked a little bit about him too. Marcus Simeon's off to a hot start. Last year, his first year in Texas, got off to a terrible start, picked it up in the second half, and he's carried it over into this season with how hot he's been. So he's another guy too. Max Muncy, 11 bombs.
Dude, bombs.
About the gate raking. So those are some of the guys where we were kind of talking about. And, there's some fun players to watch right now.
Yeah, some fun players and fun teams. Back to your thing about, we've been talking about how the Orioles and Pirates are off to hot starts. How about this for a stat? They're tied for second in the big leagues, tied for first in the National League in stolen bases, with 25 team stolen bases in 22 and 23 games respectively. It's fun to run, man. You can't teach speed. So
you can't, dude. You either have it or you don't. And the one thing about being aggressive like that, knowing that Derek Shelton's message probably is, listen, we're going to have to do things a little unconventional to win ball games. And if it's stealing bases, we become great at that. And that's what Chinch. Stolen bases are up all over the league. I think it's one of the greatest things ever because the bases are bigger and the pickoff rule. If you pick over twice on the third time, you got to pick them off. I don't know if you saw Max Fried the other night for the Braves. You see this? He picked off. I can't remember who he picked off, but what he did was he used the clock to his advantage. He came set, and it was like 7, 6, 5, got all out down to 1, and then leg kick picked over, and the runner took off.
Oh, okay.
And it was just
I didn't
kind
see
of
that
using the clock to start
that.
playing those clock games. I think we're going to see that more and more, guys playing the clock games.
That's crazy. Hey, here's the other thing. Tampa Bay Rays, we were talking about their run differential being like 60-something the other day. They're at plus 93 right now, dude. 157 runs. They've only given up 64. That's like otherworldly. And like we said, they've won games like 1-0 and 2-1, which is crazy.
That's incredible.
The other question I have for you is, what's your take on the Twins and the Guardians? 13-11, 11-12 respectively. 2 games between them. Are the Twins the class of that division, or you're not ready to say that yet?
I mean, dude, Sonny Gray, have you seen his numbers?
How about that?
0.64
Good
ERA.
for him.
Like, talk about flying under the radar. Now you got Lopez and Gray as a 1-2 horse if he keeps that going. Like, and Gray's got that great curveball. I haven't looked at the numbers, but when you see an ERA like that, you have to think, pitchers could really use the analytics to their advantage with, as percentages of pitches thrown. So I wonder how many curveballs, what his percentages look like for curveballs thrown.
Oh, that's a good one. Run out there and yell to Brian Kenny. He probably has it like tattooed on his arm. Right?
Yeah, he has it lined up. But the Twins, dude, the way they're pitching and hitting right now, that's a good team to watch. They have, they got a shot this year. The Guardians, it's funny, man. They're gonna do what they do. I feel like sometimes they hover around 500 and then make a run when they have to in July or August. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. You were talking about run differential for the Rays being at plus 93, right?
Yeah.
Dude, going into yesterday, this is a stat on the other end. The A's are at a minus 103 run differential, dude. The worst in Major League Baseball history, and I think it's at this point of the season by 30 runs. The next closest was like in the 70s. Minus 103, dude. Mark Kotsay, my boy out there, talk about them just giving them a lemon. Like, here's a team that's really not that good. Go get them. Like, don't love that. That's why.
And there's so much drama around that franchise because they might be moving. I mean, it's such a shame.
They looked at some land in Las Vegas, but that would be a shame if they left Oakland.
Matt Vasgersian would go nuts if that happened. Yeah, he might quit baseball. He'd go back to the XFL if that happened. Yeah. So wait, what do you got? You have one more day there?
Yeah, one more day tomorrow. I'm working. I'm out with Harold and Adnan tomorrow.
That's fun. I just talked to Harold. Harold's been loving doing that. He gets to go to the ballparks. He can go to Citi Field or Yankee Stadium every once in a while, do a couple demos out there and stuff. Good for him.
That's cool, man. I love Harold. Harold's mind is so great. Dude. It's so creative, and what is Harold? 63?
I don't know, but he's built like he's 24.
Literally, and he has the energy of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, and can eat like 3 bags of Cheetos in a day, and nothing happened to him. It's unbelievable, that guy. Crazy metabolism stuff.
Oh my God, all right, so good. Man.
So let's go. I'm going to give you a couple other little lists here. Statistical leaders. Kershaw and Cole both 4 wins, Kyle Gibson 4 wins, Shane McClanahan 4 wins, and Joe Ryan 4 wins so far. Or do you think the
Joe Ryan with the Twins, right?
Yes, yes.
Dude, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the other guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They are on fire. And Sonny Gray's got 3. They got between Ryan and Gray, there's 7-0, the two of them together.
Wow.
My question is, at this point, right at this moment, who's ahead, the pitchers or the hitters?
I think the pitchers are ahead at this moment. I always feel like the pitchers come out a little, a little hotter than the hitters. But I think they've had enough at bats now where the hitters, whoever's hot, whoever's cold. It's not necessarily because the pitchers are ahead of them. Mm-hmm. It's just it's just they're hot or cold.
Yeah. I'll give you one other guy we're not talking about, you and I. Spencer Strider for the Braves. How's this?
Dude, are you kidding me?
Dude, his K per 9 right now is 14.7.
Dude,
that's ahead of DeGrom, who's always around there. DeGrom's got 14.5, but he's nasty.
He almost threw a perfect game last night, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And Skip Schumacher, the manager of the Marlins, was like, "That's," and like when you get the other manager saying, "That's just different." You know what I mean? Like that's different level. And Sean Murphy was saying the same thing. The catcher for the Braves who was catching him was like, "This is just different stuff."
Yeah.
I mean, he's just closing in on 100 miles an hour. He's got just wipe out everything, slider, all the stuff that he has. He is filthy, dude. He's becoming an absolute ace. I think in his last so many starts, he has 11 plus punch outs too. Last 7 starts or something ridiculous like
That's
that.
unbelievable. All right, let's go ugly here. Who's given up the most home runs given up? How's this? In 5 starts, Jose Urena has given up 9 home runs. Talk about a team that is going nowhere this year. The Colorado Rockies. By the way, they also only have 2 stolen bases. I was looking at that stolen base list. Only 2 stolen bases so far this year.
They're scuffling, dude. They're scuffling. And, you think about that Chris Bryant signing. He really hasn't done anything. He's been hurt a lot out there. But, yeah, the Rockies are definitely going through a rebuild right now.
Yeah.
Not too many weapons up and down that lineup or in the pitching either.
Absolutely not. Okay. Oh, here's one guy I wanted to ask you about. Have you looked at this guy's swing? Garcia from Texas. Hit 3 homers the other night. He seems like a little bit more of an all-or-nothing guy. I haven't got to see him play that much. Have you
Garcia went 5 for 5 the other night, 3 bombs, 8 ribbies. Yeah, dude, he's got some thunder in that bat. I think with him, you just want to continue to see consistency over 162 because the talent is off the charts.
Yeah.
And dude, what's the Rangers record? They're playing great too. They're like 14-7 or something.
Hold on.
14-8 or something like that. They're looking great. DeGrom's been healthy so far, which has been huge.
He's been super healthy. He's been DeGrom healthy. Yeah.
But Garcia's been great out the gate. Simeon's been hot.
Texas is 14-8. They've won 7 out of 10. They lost last time.
14-8, 7-10. Yeah.
They also
go ahead. Chris Young, their GM man, is such a smart guy. Former pitcher in the big leagues. Yeah. But he's really gone out on a limb to make some good signs there.
Yeah, and smart signings because they got a couple guys who may or may not be quote unquote playing out of position, but they all bought into that franchise. I hope we see I got to take a look at some Jack Leiter stats and see how he's doing in the minors. And I haven't looked at him for a while. I'd love to see him come up like midseason. They probably he's too young.
I do. Yeah, you'd love to see Jack. You'd love to see him face Volpe at some point.
Yeah. Oh, I got a good one for you. This is a topic for you, real quick. We didn't rehearse this. So the other day, apparently, it leaked out that Anthony Volpe went to get fitted for new suits because he didn't have any suits. So he needed to go, you got to get some suits, go on a road, whatever. He gets there, he's doing, they're looking, whatever, and he goes to pull out a credit card and goes, no, you're good. Aaron Judge called. It's going on his bill.
Right.
How cool is that, dude?
Dude, that's a big league tradition as old as the Reds opening up at opening day. I remember when I went to get my suits rookie year, Barry Larkin went with me and he picked it up. That's such a great tradition. The veterans always pick up the young guys' suits. I love that Judge picked up Volpe. Looks like he's taking him under his wing. There's nothing better as a young guy being able to get mentored by a really good, not only a great, good player. It's one thing to be good players, but to be mentored by a good human being, a good guy that's a true professional, one of the best players in the game, but also gets it. Volpe is so lucky to be coming up with the Yankees at this time where Judge is one of the best players and best people in the game.
Yeah.
But you love to see that, dude, paying it forward. the veteran guys. I remember Pete Harness too. Pete Harness was the best. I never paid for a meal for 3 years with Pete Harness.
Wow.
We always go out on the road. He'd bring the whole team out, and he would pay. And I remember him saying to me, "Hey, Case, when I'm gone and you're making some good money, never let these guys pay." And I never did. We go out and just you're picking up the tab for the young guys, and then you just keep paying it forward. Making sure that the veteran guys are picking up the tabs for the young guys and buying the suits. It's a great tradition.
The funny thing, you guys, when you're playing, you're not going to Men's Warehouse. You guys are going to like the gourmet, legit place. Funniest part about that for me is when we all started at MLB Network. It was you and Larkin, whatever. You guys would go to that shady mall and get like 3 suits for $200 or something.
Place is still here, dude. The Prado warehouse.
Prado Men's Warehouse. Oh my God.
Matter of fact, it's funny you said that, bro. I pulled in today. I was like, I need some new socks. I'm gonna go over to the Prado warehouse.
That's so good.
I'm doing it today.
Oh my God! You walk into that place and those guys. You ever go to like a Raymore and Flanagan's and like you're looking for like a couch or something, and there's just some guy just following you around, ready to get the sale. You walk into that Prado Men's Warehouse. There's guys running up to you with like trying to measure your arm length. While you're like, get off of me, dude! I'll buy a suit. I'll get it fitted later. It's only gonna cost me $50 for this entire suit, plus a tie, 3 shirts, 2 pairs of socks, and suspenders as a throw-in.
They're wheeling and dealing on you all the time. Like, I'll throw in another suit. I'll throw in another suit for you. Want some belts? I feel like I'm in Chinatown with watches or something. Like, you want a watch? You want a Rolex? You want a fake Rolex? I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting crushed.
Oh my God. I've had to go in there like in a bind every once in a while where I'd be at work and me and Jesse used to both work there, and she'd be like, we have that dinner tonight. You bring your suit to work, and I'd be like, oh man, and I'll just go buy like a $52 one, and like throw it out at the end of the night.
Dude, literally. First off, I forgot to tell you, bro. I watched Godfather 1 and Godfather 2.
Oh my God.
This weekend, Sarah and I hunkered down 7 hours of Godfather 1, Godfather, absolutely incredible. But the reason I'm mentioning that right now is because that suit place reminds me of some of the suits I got early on. I literally look like one of the hitmen. I come like full brown
shoulder
suit,
pads,
stripes on our shoulder pads, coming in like I'm talking baseball. I should be looking like Michael Corleone's bodyguard.
That's so good. That is so good. So thank goodness you watched them both. Okay, and now what's the hype there? Did it match up to the hype of 49 years missing that movie?
Yes, dude. It was first off, I think Godfather 1 was better than Godfather 2, but Godfather 2 was incredible. Like the sequel was unbelievable. Now I got to watch Godfather 3. And I know people say it's not as good, but I got to watch it.
Yes, you got to watch it, but watch they redid a cut of it about 2 years ago because the original ending, it just didn't work exactly. But so make sure you watch the latest version of it.
So they redid the ending in the newer version.
They moved in. What's that?
You're saying the new version.
The new version makes more sense how it ended than the last version. That's the best way I'll put it.
Do you think Francis Ford Coppola was just pissed about how he ended it and decided to do it over?
Yeah, well, first of all, think about it. They hadn't done that one. They hadn't done the third one. It was like years and years and years. I don't think it was like 30 years. So they do the third one. There's a lot of hype surrounded it because he put his daughter in it, Sofia Coppola, who wound up becoming one of the best directors that there is right now. But it was like, oh, he's just putting his daughter in there. There could have been different actresses, different actors. Andy Garcia is great in it. I'm telling you, there is, especially since you're fresh off seeing the 2, watch it. You should watch it this next week.
I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock in and watch it.
A lot of Italians won't like that.
They were incredible, though. You were not underselling those movies. They were amazing.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. It's widely considered the greatest film of all time. So
yeah, incredible.
All right, I'm so proud of you.
Also, too, my guitar teacher, Evan Handyside, who I believe listens to our podcast every once in a while, he decided to watch The Godfather 1, Godfather 2 because he hadn't seen it either. Because of our podcast, he locked in. It was like, nice. He sent me a text like, he goes, Case, I just watched 1 and 2. Incredible. I'm like, I got to get on this. Everyone's watching it now but me.
Yeah, now I got to go watch the one you watched before the movie. What is that? The Coda? What is it called?
Oh, dude. Oh, The Offer.
The Offer. Offer.
You're going to love The Offer, man. You know what's cool about The Offer? Now when I watch Godfather 1, 2, I'm like, oh, that's from, I remember that scene in The Offer.
Dude, do other things too. Now you can start Googling that those first two movies. Like, for example, when I don't know if this is in the that documentary thing you said, but when Brando's character puts the orange peels and he's playing with the little kid, completely ad-libbed. The entire scene was ad-libbed. He really scared the kid. That's why the kid went, oh, and ran away, and then he starts laughing. He completely ad-libbed his entire death scene.
That's awesome.
Very
I also heard that Brando didn't know his lines too well, and if you go back and look at footage, he'd have like the line right here, and he'd be looking down, like doing the line. How great is De Niro playing Vito Corleone in?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's amazing. That's what I said. He barely speaks English in the damn thing, and he still won the Academy Award. Just walking around and like his expressions on his face when he goes like this, and he learns. It's so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Good. So proud of you, man.
So good. Yeah, no, thank you for Pete Corielli, really crushing me too. I think that helped too. Like he was like almost embarrassed to be my buddy because I hadn't seen the Godfather.
Excellent. All right, bro. All right, get back to work over there. Tell everybody I said hi.
Okay, man, I will. See you, Chinch. Have a great day, everybody out there. Have an incredible day. And I tell you what, before I go, breakthrough-pro.com. Go sign up. Let's go get on the Zoom and come join us. Love you, brother. I'll talk to you. Have a great rest of the day. See you tomorrow.
See you, buddy.